say, and it used to be the breadbasket of USSR. In USSR, Ukraine suffered the same suffering that is going on right now. They want to just absorb another country. In 2008, it was around 20% of Georgia. In the 90s, it was Moldova. Now it is Ukraine. Also, they have their dirty hands in Africa. They send Wagner and they admitted they fund Wagner. So every single conflict that Wagner was involved in Africa and in Ukraine, every war crime they have committed, Putin had admitted he funded those deaths. He funded that tragedy because Russia is a terrorist state.
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 And there is no other word that we can use for Russia, with more than 100,000 war crimes officially recorded. That number might be much, much more when it will all be recorded. What they did all through their history. It doesn't matter if they change their flag. They refuse to change the music on their anthem, and they refuse to change the nature of their being. Their whole being is to, because it is our land, and we are fighting for two things. We are fighting for peace on our land and the future for our people. That future cannot be part of Russia. It cannot be, because we were fighting to be independent during USSR, during Tsar era. We were trying, they call it nationalism. They call us Nazis for trying to be independent, for loving our language, for singing songs in our language, to write in our language and to sing in our language. How many times did Soviets ban Ukrainian language? How many times Ukrainians were oppressed? They want to do it again. They want to expand again. Most of Russia is not even Russia. It's what they could absorb, that what they can do with occupation and killing. Because Russia is a terrorist state.
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 And who does Putin quote the most? He quotes Stalin, the other war criminal. This is his example. What Soviets did and what Putin does, nothing changes. I will tell you my personal story. The communists shot with a firing squad my great-granddad on my dad's side because he was a priest in a church, in an Orthodox church. When it is convenient for them, they use Orthodox church in Soviet times and now. When it's not convenient, they don't use. They call that we need to demonize Ukraine. Guess how many churches that Russia destroyed with their bombs? A lot. Guess how many churches a Ukrainian army is targeting? If you look at any given day during these 583 days of full-blown invasion, we are targeting army bases. The army bases are nothing else, and where there is ammo or where is army bases, what do they target? Schools. More than 3,500 schools were either damaged or fully destroyed. They say that we are using civil power infrastructure for army purposes. That's why it needs to be destroyed. Same premise was last year, and that their media, official government media says, why do Ukrainians still have light? We want them to freeze to death. We want them to be in total darkness. This is a normal thing for Russia, to be in a total darkness. This protest is illegal in Russia. Russia is only bettering North Korea by their laws because of all the people who died in this full-blown invasion. This year they passed a law that 14 years old and older can gain a full adult employment because they don't have adults to work on factories and other places. Because those people were killed in Ukraine. They will never admit how many people died. They will never admit what has happened. When in Sevastopol an army decision-based point is destroyed, what do they say? Nothing, everything is fine, don't worry about it. When the warship went down last spring, what did they say? It's just damaged, it's fine. The same thing with their mindset. It's broken and it's evil, but they will tell you it's fine. I am outside politics. They are outside politics until they are with the Kalashnikov in Ukraine, killing civilians, raping civilians, stealing everything they can carry. Because Russia is a terrorist state.
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 And like with communists, one of my granddad got robbed by them when they took everything from farmers. The other great-granddad was shot by Soviets. And now in 2023, one of my cousins is being drafted to fight the Russians again. It doesn't change. Nothing changes in Russia. 90 years ago, Stalin, what did he do? And what do every time when there is something to do with any grain that the Russians or Soviets can't steal, what do? They destroy it. That's why the ports are being bombed in Ukraine, because they want to destroy the